you're all doing well. This is Anna with Soul Embrace Tarot. I've tried literally like 5 times to do a reading that I felt prompted to do, and it just wasn't feeling right. So I'm going to be doing the reading for Cancer because it's your season. Happy birthday to all the Cancers. Spirit, what message do you have for the Cancers or friends who are wanting to watch and resonate with this reading? What message do we have for them? No, I'm not feeling those. I want to shuffle this a little bit more. That's okay, we can keep that one. Okay, let's see. Yeah. So I see that you, if you resonate, obviously. If you don't resonate, it's okay. You can just push it aside. But I'm seeing someone who has been working on establishing their foundation, and they've, you know, what does that mean when I say that? You know, you're just trying to really get your stuff in order, whether it's your personal goals, your health, your work or career life, friendships, relationships, family life, whatever it is, just life in general. Just trying to establish a foundation means you're trying to get your shit together. Right? You're trying to establish a good foundation for yourself, for your life. That means trying to, you know, get your education, making yourself healthy, bonding with people that are like-minded, or you know what I mean? That kind of thing. Establishing stability in your life. If you're not feeling stability, you're wanting to work towards that. Some of you have been working hard on that. And that has, doing so has, no, that's not how I want to say that. You've maybe isolated yourself a little bit. That may be too specific for just maybe one person out there. But it feels like someone has sort of released themselves from an environment that wasn't necessarily working towards the foundation that you are trying to establish. There's an excitement that you have about your life because it's been cleared up in your mind what it is that you want your life to look like. And you know you have specific goals, but you're feeling sort of still, you're excited about what's coming up, you're passionate about certain things, you're wanting to follow what it is you're passionate about, and you're trying to take action. That's what establishing this foundation is about. But there's still some things that are holding you back, and that may be related to that unstable foundation that you've had and now you're working on. Maybe the guidance is to begin looking at what your foundation looks like. Do you have a good foundation in your life to be able to step off into following your dreams? I know that sounds generic, but let's see if anything else comes through. That's a very weird message, but here we go. I hope it's making sense. Because I'm not seeing this as a separate person. I'm not seeing this as a separate person. I'm seeing this as one person who has sort of been more, felt the need to isolate themselves, you know, not in a mountain somewhere, but just maybe not talking to certain people or not talking too much. Maybe you stopped hanging out with some people. You know, you don't socialize as much with some people because they're not you internally, whether maybe you understand it or not, they're not aligning with what you want for yourself. They're still holding you back a little bit, even though you're excited about some things that you want to do in your life, and where you want your life to go. There's still some things, some people, some behaviors, something that holds you back. What else, Spirit, for Cancer? Okay. You don't want to talk? Don't talk. All right. Yeah. You see, there's those restrictions there. Yeah. There's the thing that's holding you back there. There may be someone in your life that is very controlling, and that's what's holding you back, because you're having difficulties. There's been a lack of progress. I feel like this is more like a guidance or advice, that you're going to have to separate yourself from people that are not. There's certainly at least one person that's coming through as very energetically blocked, very controlling. It's someone that can be a little bit unpredictable. So their behavior is very toxic. You're going to have to isolate yourself, and that is not easy to do. But I feel like that's what's going to be required for you to be able to step forward into fulfilling your dreams or a particular goal, or just moving on from this person. I don't know. I feel like that's not the goal necessarily. The goal is to pursue something that you're wanting to do. And I see your wishes being granted. I see you being able to follow your purpose here. But this is something you're going to have to do because it's restricting you. I feel like it may be related to something that feels like home. There's a lack of progress in your establishing your foundation because of a person. And that's difficult, but you have to. It's something it's part of life. It's part of life, having to assess the relationships in your life and make a determination whether they're going to come along into the next phase of your life, or they're going to have to be phased out. And that can be gentle, stop hanging out here, stop returning that call there, saying no to this, and then slowly it sort of just fades out. If you don't want to have a full-on conversation about, hey, we're not aligning anymore, some people can do that. Some people can have those conversations. I don't know that you're going to be able to. I feel like for you, it's a gentle phasing out. You want to tell me more about this here? Yeah, there's the Dear John letter. It's definitely a breakup of some kind. Now, if it's family, you can't, some people can, but it's hard to just break up with family members. But certainly there has to be because you're trying to make a connection with a community that has more support for you, that has more alignment with what it is you're trying to pursue in your life, what your purpose is, what your role is in this world. And I feel like that's what's going to happen. You're gonna have to look deeper here, okay? There's a very controlling person in your life. They've come through here quite a bit. Very critical, so almost emotionally detached. They may be intelligent, it has nothing to do with that. It has nothing to do, but their words cut like a knife almost, right? You're going to have to look at that really carefully. If you resonate with this, you're going to have to spend some time to look at that relationship and to see how it serves you in your path, in your goals. It could be a mother figure. It could be a father figure. Whoever it is, you're going to have to make some space there and connect with a community that gives you support that you need. You're not getting the support this is what I'm seeing. Whoever I'm tapping into isn't getting the support they need. And it's causing you to kind of, I'm seeing someone like, removing themselves from their normal activities because it's kind of, they're getting to you. You're going to have to make that decision to phase this person or persons, I feel like it's one, out of your life. Or at least, to put them on the back burner so that if it's a family member and you can't really remove yourself from that. Some people can't, okay? I'm not saying for you to break up with your family or a parent. But if this resonates with you, this is a person that you have to begin to set clear boundaries. Or maybe not so clear. You set the boundaries within yourself. And you follow what it is you need to do. And then eventually, when they see that that builds a shield around you, that doesn't make you, unapproachable by your community or your soul tribe or people that really want to support you, but it makes you inaccessible to someone who wants to control you in some way. I don't know if that's, there's some calculation here, there's control here, and you just need to learn to set boundaries. You can start small by saying no in your own way. Yeah, mi amor. Pórtate bien. You can start by not returning a phone. I don't know how you have to establish a plan of setting boundaries so that you can then begin to really establish your own foundation. This may have been part of your first foundation. I feel family. I feel strong connection here with someone. It could be someone else, but it's maybe this was part of your first initial foundation in your life. It's time for you to establish a new foundation. That's what this is. Building a community of support. And that may not be 1 million people. It may be just one other person. It may be an organization, a job. I don't know. However that looks like for you. I can't build it for you. You have to establish what foundation looks like for you. What stability looks like for you. You have to establish what support means for you. What does community mean to you? When you think of community, what do you see? Right? You can still be an independent individual, which I feel like you want to be, you are, and still be part of a community where you feel supported. I'm not feeling that here. I feel like there has to be definitely some energetic cord cutting because there's a tie. There may be codependency there. Tell me the dynamic between this person and who I'm tapping into here. What's their dynamic with this person? There's a it may be a relationship, like a personal relationship, you know, romantic. It could be that. This could have been what, you know, because growing up, we don't necessarily see that as our foundation, even though it is your family life. I still feel family here, but maybe it is a marriage. Maybe it is a commitment, a committed relationship that has become. You're very patient. You are very loyal. That's the thing. You are loyal. And you find difficulties separating yourself from someone or something that you feel loyal to. Is it loyalty or is it codependency? And that's something that you have to determine for yourself. There's some possessiveness here. Okay? Okay. I feel manipulation here. Okay? I'm feeling manipulation. So just pay attention and really look at those little things that when you're feeling bad about yourself, is it because of something you've done deliberately with your own free will actions? Or is it because of someone's calculated kind of behavior that has made you feel bad? You know, you got to look at that stuff. Okay, what else? We already know about this, so I want to look at what their foundation is, what they're trying to establish, what it is. So what do they do with this? I mean, there's the, well, it came out this way. You have potential here, okay, to pursue your, yeah, you're a bit overwhelmed. You have to tap into your intuition. Your intuition will guide you, okay? You may be a little defensive, okay? And that's because of whatever is happening here. Not everyone will resonate with this, I feel. But it's okay. This has become like a personal reading. I've been feeling like I have a personal reading for someone and I don't know. So maybe that's what this is. And I'm sorry if you're not identifying with it. It's okay. You may be feeling overwhelmed just thinking about starting a foundation for yourself because this has been so familiar to you, okay? And maybe you've had some difficulties and you don't know how to step out of that. Do research, find an online community if you can't do it in real time. I mean, do whatever you can. There's a lot of resources out there now that didn't exist years ago. Y'all young people and even us old people, we now have access to a lot of information. Make sure you're doing that, you know. Enjoy your life while it doesn't have to be, oh, now I have years of hard suffering work because I have to build a foundation. No, you can still enjoy your life. You can still be excited about building a foundation. Doesn't mean right? It can be fun because you're making specific decisions for yourself. You can be calculating for your life and your goals. You need to know what is your truth, so you don't feel overwhelmed. You have the ability to do this. Your wishes can be granted, okay? You just have to get out of your own way too. Stop creating a label for yourself and keeping the label. Maybe this person or this situation created a label for you and you're carrying it with you as you live your life. Remove those labels. You must tap into your intuition. Look how to do that. Look up how to do that. That means quieting your mind for a little bit. It means following that kind of like gut instinct that tells you to do something. Get that book, look at that video, not just waste your life away, but do things with purpose. You're very intuitive. Follow that so that you can begin to fulfill your purpose. You have an excitement about it. I think you know what it is already. And you've already probably begun to establish your foundation. You just may be kind of stuck because there's some stuff here that needs to be resolved. Let me get guidance for you. I hope that helped. I don't know anymore. I really don't. Spirit, what guidance do you have for Cancer? You have to be gentle with yourself, okay? You have to be kind to yourself and others. While you're trying to establish what are these relationships in your life that may be holding you back, that aren't in alignment anymore with what you are right now. Maybe it worked in the past, but what the person you are right now is not working. Be kind to yourself. Forgive yourself. Understand that you are not the person you were in the past. You are a new person who is establishing a new chapter in your life. Look at it that way. Honor your gentleness. Speak words of love. I don't know if that resonates, but let's pick another one. Anything else for Cancer, Spirit? No. Was that it? There. Beloved, prepare for your life partner. Romance is returning to your relationship. Believe you are lovable. Believe you are lovable. I don't know how that applies in this reading, but that's maybe something you need to hear. Let me see if it'll focus. All right, I'm going to leave it there. I hope that made sense, that helped someone, anyone. Thank you so much for watching. Happy birthday, Cancer. Till next time, stay blessed. Bye-bye.